If you weren't a plumber, what do you think you'd be doing instead?
I would say something in auto mechanics. I've always been a car guy. I love cars. I have a lift at my house. I just supercharged a pickup truck I have, so yeah, I think auto mechanics would definitely be it.
What's your go-to song or radio station when you're driving between jobs?
Well, not really, because I like listen to streaming music most of the time, but my two favorite bands are the Foo Fighters and Queens of the Stone Age. So between those two, they're on my radio all the time. I have a mix of one, a mix of the other. Sometimes I mix them together in one big playlist. But if I'm using my truck, it's one of those two bands or both.
Cool answer.
Coffee or energy drinks? What fuels your mornings?
No energy drinks. My guys at work do the energy drinks all the time, and I tell them stay away from those things. They're not good for you. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just being I'm kind of being like a parent to them. Don't you do that? It's bad for you. But yeah, coffee definitely. Actually, when I leave here, there's a coffee shop right down the road. I'm going to be going to check out. So yeah, I'm definitely a coffee guy. For a while there, I was actually part owner of a coffee shop too. So yeah, definitely coffee for me.
Cool. What's your favorite local spot to grab lunch after a long job?
One of my favorite spots is Papo's. I like Papo's. They just something about when they make the wraps and they make them nice and fresh. The food's always fresh. Sometimes on the weekends when I'm with my wife, you want to stop somewhere? Yeah, Papo's. Let's go. That. Probably my second one is Anna's Deli, which is close by here. I love Anna's Deli too. Between those two, I can just go to one of those two every day and I'll be fine.
All right, so this is getting a little bit more into the business side of things.
Sounds good.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you first got started in the plumbing business?
I was kind of doomed from the beginning. My dad was a plumber. His dad was a tradesman as well. He did sheet metal and things like that. But when I was a kid, I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I wanted to go to work with my dad all the time, So I'd go to work with him. He'd throw me in the truck beside him and I'd, just watch. But I always wanted to help. And then as I got older, I would go to work with him in the morning at another plumbing company that he was running. And I'd run through the aisles and play with the fittings and get to drink, which I shouldn't have at that age, super sugary coffee every morning at a young age. So that probably got my coffee addiction going. And then I just was always in love with working with my hands and the trades. I like the team feeling of all the guys getting together in the morning, or maybe one guy helping out the other guy, when there's an issue. I love solving problems. So that was pretty much from the beginning. I knew that's what I wanted to do. And then when I graduated high school, I was going to take, a few months off, just see what life's all about. I made it a week. And after that week, I went to work and that was in 1989. And I've been doing it ever since.
Wow.
It's just something I love. I love the trades. I love building. I love doing stuff with my hands. Unfortunately, the job I have now, same company, but now I'm more in the office a lot more. But on the weekends, I can always find something to build, like I was saying, the cars or fix or repair. Mm-hmm. The company, my dad always wanted to keep it really small. He always wanted a small business. He said a couple of guys, that's it. We had myself, obviously. We had his brother. We had my uncle at one time. My uncle. We had another uncle at one time. That was about it. Well, in 2006, when he passed away, it was just him and I at that point. And when he passed away, it was just me. So, and I had a young child at home. I had a wife at home. Had to figure out what to do because he also held the license for the company. So I decided it was time to go to work. So I might have cheated a little bit. I kind of kept his license active under his name. Sorry if you're listening out there, building departments and such, but I kept it going so just so I could get my license going. Right. I took a course. I put everything I could into it, and I got my plumbing license right away. My first try, I killed it. So, and then after that, I knew I had already qualified for a general contractor's exam. So I went ahead and I just took that too. So then I got that one, and then I figured, well, if I did those, I might as well get backflow certified. So over a period of a couple of years, I got all these certifications at once. And then I decided it was time to maybe do a little different than my dad and kind of start growing things. And that's when I hired a guy, another guy. And I think at last count, we might be at 50 now. We're at 49 or 50 guys now. I added electrical along the way. In 2016, we added electrical. Had a friend of mine we've worked with. He was the same thing, a father and son. Mm-hmm. He kind of wanted to do something different too. It was too much for him to try to do the work and the books and everything. So we teamed up. We were hoping to have a couple of guys and see how it goes. Well, now I think we have 14 electricians also now. So yeah, it's a matter of finding a great team, people you can trust, people you work with. I think the guys respect me because I know the trades. I know exactly what it takes to turn the wrenches, but I also know what it takes to run the things in the office and make sure they have a good workplace to come to. So I mean, it's important to me that my team is happy, well taken care of, that they have the money, the things they need, the tools, the equipment, that they feel like that, this is a home for them. So many companies in the trades now are getting bought out by private equity firms. I mean, it's happening all over the place. And then they have a different corporate mentality about the way they treat the guys. They kind of treat them like machines. They run them into the ground.
Yeah.
That's not what we do. We have a whole company full of tradesmen. They work hard. We're a team. We hang out sometimes. We had a paintball event one time. We had a big paintball tournament. Just things like that. I'm just really happy to have and lucky to have a team of tradesmen that are dedicated to their crafts, know what they do, and they really care. So things have changed a lot. They've changed a lot, but they're still the same in a weird way, because we try to keep that team. It still feels small, So that's kind of us.
And I visited your location and seen how you take care of them, so that's great to see.
Yeah, I love those guys. They're a pain in my butt. Don't get me wrong. I mean, but I love those guys. They're great, and girls. We have a great office team, best office team we've ever had.
Yeah. What inspired you to open your own business here in the community?
Well, like I said, it was one that my dad had going, but like I explained, it was just him and I. When he passed away, it was just us two. But I never really kind of meant for it to get as big as it is now. I just wanted to make a living. But as in my community, I've met more people. I've met nice tradesmen. I've got a lot of people that I know that are customers that just they demand the work because they trust us, which is great. So I want to keep it in this community because the people I've met, the tradesmen I've met, are excellent. And then the people in the community that we do work with are just we love our customers too. So it was just there was no plan to get to where we're at now. It just organically grew because we had I guess the good homegrown people around here and just a great community. So it just happened organically. There's never been a plan to get to any certain size or any certain number. We live in a great place that's growing. I'm glad people are coming here. They can finally see, well, kind of glad the traffic gets rough, but I'm glad they can come and see what we've had here that I've known ever since I was born and raised here. We have a great place here and more people are finding out now, finally.
Great. What do you enjoy most about serving customers in our community?
I've got to meet so many different people. I mean, I've met musicians, with gold records on the wall. There's one really large, actually a married country music duo. I don't want to say their names live in our area, but we got to do work in their home, which is fantastic. The people I meet, I have just learned so much from. A lot of my customers still remember me from the time I was a kid. So when my technicians go there today, they'll say, "Well, how's Rich or how's Junior?" The ones that still remember me working with my dad, way back when. And I've made a lot of friends that are they're customers / friends, and I love that. And that's kind of the reason why I said earlier I kind of don't like the job I have now, which means I'm in the office because I can't get out and see the people quite as much. I still do every chance I get. But there's a lot of people I haven't got to see in a long time, and the guys will come back into the office and say, "Oh yeah, by the way, the customer I was just at said to tell you hi, and they hadn't seen you in a long time, and they hope you and your family are doing good." I love that, and I miss that, and maybe someday one of my kids will grow up and they can take over the office, and I'll go back in the field and start meeting those customers again, because they're a lot of fun.
Yeah. How important has community support been to your success?
We wouldn't be here without that. Support from friends that threw our name around, and said, "Hey, this is a good guy." But just the community themselves, we go out and we try to do a good job, and they just refer us over and over and over. We recently took on a new marketing company, and when we told them our current budget, what it was unbelievably low, especially for a company our size. And they're like, how are you only spending that much? Well, because our community supported us so much. We told them we have such great reviews. We have so many customers that just hand our name out because they love what we do. Our community has supported us so much that they were blown away. This big national advertising company was blown away that we were doing so much with our community, that just people are word of mouth. And I never really thought about it so much, but when he said that, it really stuck with me. And I'm like, that's pretty good. Our community supports us, and we support them too. We try to do everything we can. You know, we help out different charities and things. You know, if there was a charity that wasn't, it's been a little bit ago now, but they needed a bunch of water heaters done. And they couldn't find anyone to give them a good price. And I said, well, good price, we'll do it for you at cost. Whatever it costs us, it's yours. And so we gave it to them basically at just exactly what it cost us. Here's the price of the heater. There you go. Things like that. I mean, we love doing that kind of stuff. And apparently it pays off because, like I said, our community supports us back. So,
Yeah, it definitely comes back to you.
yeah, if anyone's unsure of that, just try it. It works.
Mm-hmm.
Do something good for somebody. It will come back to you. You may not see it the next day, but you'll see it.
Are there any local organizations, events, or causes that you like to support or be involved in?
Really anything that supports our troops. I mean, we love veteran stuff. Anything that has to do with the veterans. I mean, people that are willing to go potentially sacrifice themselves, you know, make the ultimate sacrifice for our country. I mean, that's huge. I mean, my dad was a veteran. I mean, we have a few from the Marines and Army that work for us, from the Navy that are on our team now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anything that's to do with veterans that grabs me right away. So those are some of the big ones. If we see pretty much any charity that we can do something and there's others too, but that's just a big one for me. I just really, it's a big deal.
How would you describe the relationship between small businesses and the community here?
I mean, I think, like I kind of mentioned at one point, corporate or private equity firms are buying up everything, and they kind of lose that connection. You know, they really come in and destroy the connection between small businesses and things like that. I think it's just essential that you have small, independently owned businesses, and people go and patronize them, because that's what makes a community. You know, not a big restaurant franchise or any sort of big franchise like that. I mean, you know, small town America is pretty much wiped out, and that's where everybody met, and that's where you saw your neighbors, and that's where you end up. Someone walks into your business, and next thing you know, hey, you live right down the street from me. But you don't get that so much with big corporate stuff. You don't get the extra care and the extra love that you get. So I try every time I can to support a small business, a local business. You know, I try to go local first. But even if it's a small independent business in another state, we'll use them and pay a few dollars more if we have to, because it's just essential. We've got to keep the money in the hands of the small businesses and the small communities, and try to keep the money within those communities. It just changes things. It helps families, you know. So yeah, it's a big deal for us, definitely.
What makes our area a great place to run a business like yours?
I mean, it's booming everywhere you look. Where there's a piece of land, it's being built on, you know. So that's one thing. Also, I mean, we have, just like I kind of mentioned, we have a lot of nice people around here that would like things done. So there's pretty much anything you can ask for is here. You know, you have the community you're looking for, you have the growth you're looking for, you have the sun all the time. You know, it's nice and shiny. You don't have to be out in the snow doing things, which thank goodness I don't know anything about, because I was born right here, you know. But I mean, it's just a great place to work. But especially with the boom we have going on. Like I said, people have found out about us. Lakewood Ranch is huge. I mean, people know about it all over the country, if not all over the world. I mean, if you're looking for a place to set up a business, this is the place. I mean, there's endless growth going on, and if you get in on it now or get in on it soon, you have a chance to really like capitalize on that. So we're lucky enough to have been here a long time, and we're seeing it. Mm-hmm. You know, but even if you're trying to start a new business, it's a great place, you know, because there's so much new homes, new people moving in all the time. You can get in and kind of make your name, you know, with people that haven't even got a start around here yet. So yeah, it's a great place. I love it. I was born and raised here. I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying here.
How has working with a local bank like Liberty Savings Bank made a difference for you?
Doing the local thing like we spoke about is huge. I mean, I love like the attention I get from Liberty Savings Bank. That's why I've stayed there. No matter, I've been, you know, many times had people knock on my door. Hey, come try this bank. Check out this bank. We do this. We can offer you this. We'll give you that. But the service I get from Liberty Bank is unbelievable. If I need something done, it's done right away. If I have a question about even something silly, maybe here and there, I can ask and they gladly answer my question, you know. I mean, anytime I have or require a special need, they'll bend over backwards for me. I mean, if I've never had to have it yet, but if I needed someone to stay late, they would. Actually, I think there was a time we were trying to wire something one time, and there were some hiccups with it. And I think it was you that stayed
I'm
after.
sure we figured it out for
and
you.
made sure it got done. And that was a big deal. You know, that was huge for me. So yeah, dealing with a small bank like that and getting to know the people and seeing the same people when you go up to the teller, like, you know, like Jackie, I see all the time, you know, it's nice. You feel like you're seeing, I mean, I'm seeing friends,
Right.
you know, and I think they think of me the same way. You know, it's really cool to just do that instead of just go to a bank where you just feel like another number, you know, and you just roll through there and they just barely even look at you in the window or inside. They do your paperwork and send you on your way, and that's it. I don't know. I like the connection. It's fun, you know.
Even if it was a quick hello, I remember I always used to try to come out and say hello. And
Oh, I'd see you way back in there. Next thing you know, you're right at the window. Hi. Yeah. And Jackie does the same thing. And really all of them I use the Cortez Road branch most of the time. That's closest to me. All of them do. I mean, there's some that even have just some new faces I've seen around there. And they're even doing the same thing. They pop up to the window and give me a wave. It's just, that makes a big difference. You
well,
know?
I'm sure they'll carry that on for me.
They are so far.
How can people find your business?
We try to be out there as much as we possibly can. So we have, you know, social media, all the major social medias. We do a decent bit of advertising on things like local magazines and newspapers, SRQ magazine, different things like that. We do advertising at schools around the local area. Actually, we just got on with a few more schools, which we love advertising with our schools. I mean, because if you can support them, that's huge. But there's so many ways people can find us. Our website just got completely revamped. People can actually go to our website right now and you can book a job from beginning to end from our website. You can go there, and if you're the type of person maybe that doesn't like to talk to people so much, we have an AI scheduler on there that can answer. I've tried to break it. You can't break it. You can answer almost any question you want to. And it'll actually let you know, it'll take your job, it'll get it on our schedule, it'll book it, it'll let you know what day we'll be there. It'll do it from beginning to end, you know.
Wow.
So we're available almost any way. We have all our stuff is mobile friendly. So if you have if you like to do it on your phone, no problem. And then we have, you know, our great team inside. When you give us a call, all our CSRs and office staff, they are there to help you any possible way they can. And I'll say, like, our most recent staff we've had for a couple of years now, but I've never gotten more reviews and comments and just positive things about them. So once you find us through one of the sources that are out there, social media, just go straight to our website. We're actually on a radio ad now. If you catch any of those, one way or another, we're going to get you taken care of and hopefully get to talk to our office team because they're really nice. They'd like to get to meet you.
Great.
Awesome. That was great. And as someone who works in digital marketing, I will say your website is really nice. So I looked at it before this, and I was like, you guys did a good job.
Well, we were just last year when we decided to rebrand, and I was kind of